tulo na kagad?
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Mainit at makabuluhang talakayan tungkol sa sports, kumpleto yan dito sa Power and Play. Mula sa mga paborito at naglalakihang atleta hanggang sa mga natatanging Pinoy sports figures na dapat niyong makilala. Ihahatid yan dito sa Power and Play.
Pagod na, Power and Play na, pagod na, Pilipinas tayo na.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na pagpapatalo, ipag-iwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulot, Chumbeshi, Bailakay, Amiga. Sama-sama pakita ang galing natin katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Power and Play is presented by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, there's more to our cars. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo.
Halina't makinig, talakayin natin ang laro. Gusto mo, pag-usapan natin, ibida ang hilig ng bawat Pilipino na merong taglay na galing. Pagod na, Power and Play na, pagod na, Power and Play. Pagod na, Power and Play na, pagod na, Pilipinas tayo na. Pagod na, Power and Play na, pagod na, pagod na, pagod na, Power and Play na, pagod na,
It's Carlos Eala with 2 gold medals.
Power and Play with Noli, Eala.
Ang ating pong pangbato na si Alex Eala ay tapos na po ang paglalaro sa Madrid Open pagkatapos siyang natalo sa world number 2 na si Iga Swiatek. Well, kahit papano po, maganda pa rin ang pinakita at pag-uusapan po natin yan ngayong umaga sa inyong paboritong kasalo tuwing almusal sa Sabado. Ito po ang Power and Play. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat, mga kapatid. Kamusta po kayong lahat? Mga giliw nating mga suki, mga tagapakinig, yung mga senior citizens, at of course, ang mga giliw natin po mga trabahador sa pribado at sa pampublikong sektor. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Binabati po namin kayo mula sa aming TV5 Media Center at ako po si Noli Eala. Kamusta po kayo? Yung ating mga suki rin na nakikinig sa kanilang mga sasakyan sa pamamagitan po ng 105.9 True FM. And of course, yung mga nanonood po sa atin sa 1PH on Signal TV, ganun na rin sa True TV, at yung mga nanonood sa Sunday Replay sa RPTV Channel 9. And of course, hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening sa mga nakatutok sa Facebook live streaming ng Power and Play. Nako, siyempre hindi po kompleto ang ating umaga kung hindi po natin kasama ang ating kaibigan at partner, the man for all seasons, Jera Season.
Good morning, partner. Good morning and welcome back.
Uy!
Nakakamiss tong kaibigan natin at medyo nagpalamig ng konti sa ibang bansa. Ngayon nakapagnilay-nilay tayo. Last week wala tayo, di ba? Oo, kaya ngayon back to regular programming po ang Power and Play. Welcome, partner.
Salamat.
Magandang umaga sa lahat ng mga nanonood at nakikinig sa programang Power and Play.
Oo, talagang na-miss ko rin kayo dito ni partner Abak, partner. At gusto ko nga pala magpasalamat kay Abak Cordero
Oo, thank
for
you,
once
partner,
again sitting in for me noong po tayo medyo pansamantalang umalis. At naku talagang ang mainit na usapin dun sa Amerika, of course, is the NBA playoffs na nagsimula na po muli. Kaya mamaya ay ating hihimayin itong NBA playoffs sa ating pong second hour. At marami yung mga katanungan ninyo, susubukan nating sagutin. Pero alam mo, ang isang bagay na pag-uusapan din natin ngayon, partner, itong tindi ng init na nangyayari. Dito po sa loob ng studio namin, kaya naman ako nakaganito. Siyempre, kahit na tanggal na yan. Ito, may kwento kasi tungkol dito.
Sige.
Alam mo to, di nandun ako sa New York, di ba? Ito pong 76ers na jacket na to. Di, siyempre, ako naman, yan ang pinipili ko dahil yan ang aking kupunan. Di ba? O, di pagdala ko sa counter, walang tag. Sabi nga na, excuse me, I have to... Siyempre, English English yan, di ba? Kailangan daw niyang hanapan ng tag para mabaril, di ba? Okay, so ako naman, intay ako doon. May kausap akong ganun. Sabi nung kausap ko sa counter, you know, this team sucks. ang sagwa daw, yung bang ako, kolela at parang gano'n.
Bakit mo binibili yan?
Ba't mo binibili? Sabi ko, hey, sabi ko. Easy, team ko yan. Sabi niya, wala, kulelat pa rin. Pero ganun talaga ang loyalty. Pero again, pinag-uusapan natin yung init, partner. Talagang saksakan po ng init. Kaya naman, mamaya, in our second hour, meron din tayong makakausap na strength and conditioning coach na matagal na ring trainer para bigyan po kayong lahat ng mga tips. Yung mga mahihilig po pa rin mag-ehersisyo. O di kaya kahit na lumalabas lang regularly sa ilalim ng araw, di ba? Na talaga nasisikatan at naiinitan kahit sa loob ng bahay. Ano po ang dapat nating gawin para naman tayo ay maging okay? Kasi minsan tumataas ang presyon, partner.
Oo, masala kapag mainit.
Lakas pag sobra. Di ba? Kaya yung mga atleta, yung pong mga coaches, mga regular sports aficionados, and of course, the man on the street. Ano po ang gagawin natin? Tips para sa ngayon pong tag-init. Mamaya po makakasama natin ang isang sports and conditioning and training expert.
Idol yan.
Tsaka ano to, naging dean yata to ng UP. Kaya mamaya po ating siyang makakasama. And of course, lahat po ng mga bagay-bagay tungkol sa sports. And pinag-uusapan ko sa opening partner, si Alex Eala.
Oo, napanood ko yun.
Napanood mo ba?
Oo, napanood ko yun.
At saka alam mo, kaganda ang kasarapan.
Napuyat tayo, no?
Oo. Ano na siya ngayon? Prime time.
Oo.
Kasi nandun po siya sa center court ng Madrid. Aba, yung Manolo Pabis ba yun?
Teka.
Manolo Santana.
Naalata tayo mga senior na dyan.
Manolo Santana Stadium.
May peanut brittle pa yun dati.
Naglalaro si Alex. Kasi kalaban po, of course, si world number 2, Iga Swiatek. At unang-una po, mga kapatid, may mga nagsasabi, mukhang nakachamba lamang ito si Alex. Mga kapatid, alam niyo po si Iga Swiatek, siya po ang pinakamagaling na clay court player ng mundo. Bagamat siya ay world number 2 in the clay court surface, siya po ay, ang record nito, partner, is 90-12.
Kita ninyo
No, bago nagsimula ang Madrid Open, 90-12. In the Madrid Open, 2 beses pa lang siya natatalo sa kanyang paglalaro sa Madrid Open because clay court yan.
Tsaka partner, maski nasabi mo, makikita mo naman doon sa laro, doon sa first set, talaga kinabahan ng gusto yung kalaban.
Tinalo
Kaya nga, di ba? Kaya hindi tsamba yun. Kumbaga, talagang magaling yung kalaban ni Alex.
Magaling talaga yan.
Pero lumaban si Alex.
Exactly.
Yun ang importante doon.
At kaduluduluhan, I think medyo nawalan lang siya ng focus ng third set. Pero tandaan niyo po in the second set, lamang si Alex 3-2.
Exactly.
With a break in her hand.
Yes.
At hanggang 4-4, okay pa sila Medyo, again, yung experience at yung lakas talaga ni Iga. And we cannot take that away. Talaga po magaling yung Swiatek.
Number 2.
Number 2. At saka magaling talaga sa clay. Marunong siya sa patama. Kasi alam niyo po, yung sinasabi, ano ba yung clay court? Ano ba yan? Panggawa ba ng ng
paso?
Paso? Iba po ang talbog ng iba't ibang surfaces.
Yeah.
Yan ang sinasabi ng mga eksperto. Hindi po tayo nagmamarunong dito. Of course, ang hard court mas matalbog kasi nga matigas di ba? Ang clay, grass madulas. Ang talbog hindi po pantay. Ang clay naman iba ang talbog. Kasi ano yan medyo mabigat ng konti dahil kumakapit ang clay kahit papaano sa bola. Kaya po, kung titingnan ninyo, yung palo ni Swiatek, abang na abang. Nung first set, nagmamadali siya, kaya puro lampas. Pero nung second set, nakarecover na, talagang sakto na yung timing at talagang malalim ang palo niya. Pero yung ating pong pambato na si Alex, hindi naman ika nga bumigay sa kanyang paglalaro.
And ako, one thing I like about Alex, no, may kita mo yung passion niya, very animated, pagka naghahanda, pag naglalaro, talagang gumagano.
Tinitingnan pa yung kalaban di ba?
Oo, di ba?
Oh.
And when she was interviewed, sabi niya, masaya ako maski na natalo ako, masaya ako doon sa laro ko. Di ba?
Alam mo, ang magandang naging post niya, partner, sa Instagram, na nabasa natin, and nakakatuwa yung bata. Kasi ang isang sinabi niya, my dad said, sabi niya, yung tatay daw niya nagsabi, remember this, sabi niya, if you want to beat the lion, sabihin po yung mga hari-hari, dahil ang leon ay hari ng gubat, di ba? Kung gusto mong talunin ng leon, be prepared to go into the lion's den. Kita mo naman yung salita ni Mike Eala, pinsan ko yan.
Pinsan mo yan.
Kita mo naman ang galing mo pala magsalita, Mike. Lion's Den, sabi niya gano'n Di ba Lion's Den nung araw restaurant?
Di ba para organization yan?
Organization, Lions. Yun nga, Lion's Den. Ang ibig niya sabihin, huwag ka matakot. Kung gusto mong makipagsabayan sa pinakamagagaling na player, kailangan pumunta ka dun sa mismong kuta ng mga magagaling na player. And that's why she's now in the center stage of the Madrid Open. And also, it is a acknowledgement, partner, ng kanyang, yung naging impact niya on tennis.
Yeah.
Dahil yung kanyang paglalaro nung Miami Open, ay napakalaki ang naging impact sa tennis. Hindi lamang po siguro from the perspective ng mga players, bata pa to, siguro nakaisa, pero makakaharap pa namin to. Pero from the impact of tennis in general, lalong-lalo na yung tennis in developing countries, malaking bagay yung ginawa ni Alex.
Actually, yan kumbaga sa advertising and public relations, no, Alex Eala is a very good copy.
Yes.
Ika nga, di ba?
Yes.
She's pretty, she's talented, and the way she moves while playing tennis, di ba? Yung fashion niya, di ba? Kaya talagang magkakaroon ng maraming followers kay Alex Not only locally but internationally.
Parang girl from Ipanema yan, partner,
Tall,
dark,
young and
lovely. Pero talaga naman po napakaganda. And well, speaking about that, si Alex po, nakausap natin ang kanyang ama. So, she's very upbeat. Okay lang sa kanya. She knew that she was getting into something really big, and she's very happy with the way she performed doon sa mga fans ni Alex. At siya po ay lalaro muli in about 2 weeks. Pagkatapos lang po itong Madrid Open, dediretso na sila sa Rome Open, sa Rome, Italy. Doon po ang susunod na laban ng inyo pong inaabangan at ating pinagmamalaking Philippine Pride na si Alex Eala sa Rome Open. At sabi ni Daddy Mike, kung magiging maganda ang kanilang performance din doon, after that, diretso na sila ng Paris for the French Open sa Roland Garros.
Yun ang mabigat.
Ngayon, kung hindi siya papalarin doon sa Rome Open at maaga siyang may eliminate, meron pa silang isang sasalihan na WTA 125 tournament. Ibig sabihin, medyo mas lower level. Just as a tune-up before the French Open. So, yun po ang plano ni Alex Eala na mismong galing po kay Daddy Mike. Pero
qualified na siya sa French.
Nasa main draw na siya.
Main draw na siya.
So,
performance.
Kaya nga, at papano, hindi niya kailangan maaga sa Paris. Diba? Dahil qualified na siya. Hindi kagaya nung araw, 2 weeks before, nandun na siya. Kasi kailangan siya mag-qualify. Ngayon, qualified na siya sa main draw. So kahit papano, meron siya mga tune-up matches.
Tune-up yun.
Just to prepare for the French Open sa Roland Garros. So again mga kapatid i-congratulate of course ang ating pinagmamalaki na si Alex Eala sa kanya magandang performance. World rank number 72 na partner. And again, ito pa, isa pang impact partner May kausap ako isang tennis expert. Ang dati nating Philippine champion na si Raymond Boom Boom Suarez. Yan po ay isang kaklasiko at talaga namang malapit din yan sa pamilya ni Alex. At sabi niya, alam mo, partner, sabi niya, ngayong nasa loob na siya ng top 100, nothing but positive na ang mangyayari sa kanya. Yung points niya, puro puntos ng puntos yan habang naglalaro siya and joining tournaments while she is ranked within the top 100. It was different when she was outside ng 100. Kasi doon, you have to earn the points and defend the points. Bawat talo mo doon, medyo nababawasan. Dito, dahil ang nilalabanan niya, mas malalakas, mas magagaling, kahit na matalo, meron pa ring puntos. Meron siyang sinasite na tennis player, si Paulini daw, na kahit papano, parang si Alex din, nakapasok ng top 100, pero kalalaro ngayon, nasa top 20 na in the world. So that is what we are looking for kay Alex at this point.
At saka maganda rin dyan, partner, di ba? The mere fact that Alex Eala nga, a very good copy, and she's an Asian. Kaya yung global market ng pag-appreciate ng tennis, lalaki.
Tama.
Hindi lahat puti.
Tama.
Di ba?
Oo. Nakita naman natin yan nung si Leila Fernandez nanalo. Noong si Emma Raducanu nanalo. Yan ang mga kumbaga, yan ang mga nasa peg ni Alex di ba? Na from nowhere, biglang nakilala. Multiracial ang kanilang yung pong mga players na yon. And of course, nung araw, yung mga tipong mga Michael Chang na, di ba, biglang napunta sa scene. Again, it's always good to see these Asian players, this from non-tennis powers na pumapasok sa top ng tennis world at lumalaban sa mga napakagaling na player. Sabi nga nowhere to go but up. But UP. Yan po mga kapatid. So again, patuloy po nating suportahan at ipagdasal ang ating pambato na si Alex Eala in her continuing campaign dyan po sa WTA and ngayon papunta na po sa French Open. Pero alam mo partner ang isa pa nating tinututukan ngayon itong ating pag-uusapan sa ating pong unang segment dito na ating pong kung saan natin hinihimay ang isa sa mga may init na issues this week pagdating sa palakasan sa What's the Score? Ulitin ko, hindi po natuloy ang pagpasok ng Star Horse Shipping Line sa PBA. Di raw kasi natugunan ng Star Horse ang requirement para sa planong takeover ng Terra Firma franchise. Kaya po ang tanong ngayon ay good decision ba o detrimental sa liga ang hindi pag-push through ng Terra Firma sale sa Star Horse. At yan ang ating pag-usapan po sa What's the Score. And again, partner, bigyan lang natin ng konting background dito. Ang ating pong mga nanonood.
Yung mga pangyayari.
Mga pangyayari. As you look at yung mga litrato pong ipinapakita natin dyan, dun sa ng kaganapan dyan sa Terra Firma sale. Dahil ito pong Terra Firma ay nagdesisyon na gusto nilang ibenta na yung kanilang franchise. So maaga pa lamang, may mga bali-balita na marami daw ang interesado. Hanggang, ang lumabas ay ito pong tinatawag na kumpanyang Star Horse Shipping Lines Incorporated. At sabi nga, consummated na daw. Yung bang consumatum est sa Latin. Alam mo naman ngayon, mga Latin tayo ngayon, partner. Habemus papam. Mga ganyan, di ba? Pero consumatum est, di ba? Pero sabi, tapos na daw. Done deal.
Pero lahat nagtaka, ano yung Starlight na yan? Star Horse na yan. Di ba? Lahat nagdadabig
talaga.
Ano
diba?
Star Horse.
Di ba? So, yun nga ang nangyari ngayon dyan, naglabas sila na meron nga mga litrato na magkakasama na sila. Meron pang lumabas na balita na pinag-uusapan na doon sa PBA, nagsalita pa yata ang PBA na, oy, huwag kayo mag-alala. Ha? Walang ibebenta o iti-trade na player. Sa inyo na yan. Sa inyo yan. Ha? Yung mga ganon. At nagsalita pa yung mga tiga Star Horse na yung mga papasok na owner na, oy, hindi kami magiging farm team. Di ba? May mga ganun pa eh. May mga ganun pang usapan eh. Pero kami po dito ni Partner Jera, hindi po kami nagkulang sa pagpapaalala noong pa lamang unang lumabas itong balitang ito na himayin ninyong mabuti itong napipintong sale na ito. Sapagkat ayaw nating maulit, at again, pasintabi po sa terra firma. Pero ayaw po nating maulit yung terra firma experience. Na ang terra firma, mga kapatid, less than 30%, I think low 20% winning percentage sa PBA in their 10-year campaign. 2 beses lang yata pumasok ito ng quarterfinals. Never naging competitive at hindi hindi naman po sa kakulangan ng PBA sapagkat ang PBA binigay sa kanila lahat ng picks nila eh. Ang daming first round pick nito na na-trade. Pero yun nga yun po naging karanasan ng terra firma dito. Kaya yan lang po yung naging background na hindi po kami nagkulang na, himayin niyo mabuti. Kasi gusto natin makakita ng papasok na team na talagang lalaban. Makikipaglabanan. And when you talk about makikipaglabanan, kailangan may ganito ka. Kaching. Diba? And again, yun po ang naging background yan. And again, many fans will probably ask, bakit pa kailangan na may kaching? Diba? Bakit pa kailangan makialam ang pa dito ang PBA na kung gusto nilang ibenta sa sa isang maliit na tindahan ang magagawa ninyo, di ba? At yung mga player, alam niyo po kasi eto partner from experience. Ang PBA po, bagamat yan ay private institution, may public interest. So pag hindi ka when sumapi ka dyan, you have also a responsibility na suportahan ang popularity ng PBA para maging competitive ang teams. And that's why when you do not have a team, especially a owner na committed to that goal na bumuo ng isang competitive team para makipagsabakan sa mga mabibigat na teams, medyo you are defeating the purpose of bringing in a new team. Yun ang ating pong ibig sabihin lamang dyan. Again, hindi po natin binabakbakan dito ang kahit na sinong team. Ang sinasabi lang natin, I think the track record will prove it.
Kaya nga di ba? Pinag-uusapan nga natin kanina yung partner kawawa rin ang Star Wars di ba? Dahil kumbaga, maski pa paano, yung imahe nila na isang very strong corporation, parang medyo nalamatan Dahil parang papasok, hindi mo pala kaya di ba?
At yun pa ang statement. Kasi again yung statement po ni Commissioner Willie Marshall, kaya daw po hindi natuloy is because hindi sila compliant financially.
Yun ang masakit. Ibig sabihin, wala pala kayong pera.
Yun ang simple interpretation doon. Wala pala kayong pera pambayad sa PBA.
Pero nung umpisa, sinasabi, inyo na yan. Walang credit.
Yun nga So ako, yun ang una kong take dito, partner. As you are. Yung handling. Alam niyo po, dapat iniingatan ng PBA ang mga ganyang klaseng balita. Yung pong maglalabas kaagad ng mga statement na hindi pa tapos. Alam niyo po ang NBA, ito again, of course, malaking diferensya naman yung worlds apart ang pera dyan. Pero yung NBA, nabenta yung Boston Celtics to another family, another ownership group. Napakatahimik nung usapan na yun. Walang may nakakaramdam na malapit na mangyari dahil nagsalita yung ownership group na gusto na nilang kumbaga isalya yung kanilang stake sa Boston Celtics, and Boston Celtics is a defending champion of the NBA. Pero hindi yung pinag-uusapan very loosely sa NBA. Wala yung mga okay na yan, done deal na mga ganun, di ba? May mga litrato pa, di ba? Pero dito parang ganun-ganun lang And napakahirap nun sapagkat tandaan nyo po, hindi po ang basketball is the end all for companies. Ang dami pa po niyang negosyo na maaaring maapektuhan by just a simple statement na hindi ka financially capable to be in the PBA. Ang bigat nun eh.
Ito pa, may sumunod doon, di ba? Nagsalita rin ng PBA. Pero may 3 pang interesado.
Manunuyaw.
Sana muna, wag na muna sa amin lang ako personally, no? Dapat hindi na muna sasabihin na may 3 pa di ba? Siguraduhin muna natin kung anong talagang talagang sure buyers, di ba? Dahil hindi naman parang lupa to na nagbibigay ka, alam mo, magpapatplanong magpatayo tayo dyan ng 10-story building Pero wala pa talaga, di ba?
Hindi ba lumabas din yung ganyan, ang papatayo doon ng PBA Coliseum? Na-interview natin si Governor Chavit. Wala naman pala. Di ba? Tama ka, partner ito na naman, 3 sutor. Ito po siguro kailangan ko sabihin to. Sapagkat, alam nyo po, marami tumatawag sa akin. Bago pa to Star Horse po, marami na tumawag sa akin kung meron daw akong kilalang interesadong bumili ng isang PBA franchise. And kaya ko po alam itong balitang ito, matagal na. Sapagkat bumalik yung mga taong yun sa akin na nagtatanong na naman yung buyer mo, interesado. Sabi ko, akala ko may Star Horse ka na. Hindi daw tuloy. Mga 1 buwan na ho yan. Alam ko na ho yan. Dahil, alam mo, ito pa, sasabihin ko, and again, in all candor at gusto lang po natin matulungan, natawagan ko po dito si Commissioner Willie Marshall. And I told him about all of the documents that we received about Star Horse. Hindi po natin nilabas dito ang Star Horse documents in fairness to them. Sapagkat sinabi na nga namin ni partner Jera, mahusay na kumpanya to as far as being a shipping line. Wala akong problema. Sila ay profitable. Pero again, we are just checking kung akma sila sa pagpasok sa PBA. Hindi naman po dahil wala silang kakayanan. Pero tama ba na pumasok ka sa PBA na ganito ang operations mo? So again, we were not lacking in trying to tell this, but now the question is, what happens next, partner? Dahil natanda mo, nasabi dito ni Kinito Henson, matagal na, na itong Terra Firma, matagal nang gustong umayaw dito po sa PBA. Hindi lamang po this year. 7 years ago, they've been telling the PBA, ayaw na namin. And you cannot blame them sapagkat baka tapos iba na yung kanilang direksyon o yung Terra Firma is not necessarily yun ang kanilang business strategy. Diba? O masyado nang magastos. So, bakit pinipilit na manatili ng PBA ang isang team na ayaw na?
Hindi, di ba? Sabi mo nga kanina, partner, yung before the program, how many years yung mandatory na dapat? 5. Lagpas-lagpas na di ba? 10 na So, pwede na. Kung ayaw nila, pwede naman silang umalis. Dahil natapos na nila yung obligasyon nila.
In fact, if I was to advise Terra Firma, they can even come up with a leave of absence
And that was what, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, Shell yata nag-leave of absence yan
Yes.
Di ba?
Sinabi
lang nila,
leave of absence na muna kami hanggang mabenta. Diba? And then, magkaka-dispersal ng players. Alam mo, siguro yan ang wini-worry ni Commissioner Willie. Paano yung magiging player? Hindi po Meron naman pong president. Meron pong paraan para yung mga players na yan maprotektahan. And there will be a dispersal of players. And of course, contracts will be respected. Hindi naman pwedeng, ayoko na, hindi ko na rin babayaran yung mga player ko. Hindi mo pwede yun. Diba? So, but ang punto dun is, what happens next? Ngayon na naglalaro pa itong Terra Firma, and yet gusto na umalis, para bang partner? Para bang biyahero na alis na.
Hindi makaalis.
Ayaw pa alisin. Biglang sabi, may ticket ka na, aalis ka na. Biglang, fake pala yung ticket mo, hindi ka pa rin makakaalis. Diba? Ang hirap nung kanilang sitwasyon. Sabi mo nga, moral ng player.
Yung yung moral din ng player sa kakababa, di ba? Paano ka talaga lalaban ng gusto para alam mo naman mawawala rin naman to, di ba?
Kaya, again, so many questions have yet to be answered here ng PBA, and the problem here is, ayaw sumagot. Yan ang problema. Bubuksan ninyo yung usapan, biglang pag kayo na ang tinatanong, hindi na makasagot ang PBA ng derechahan.
Alam mo, ito mabalik ko lang. I know there are may mga rason kung bakit, di ba? Na hindi natin pwedeng masabi or hindi talaga natin buong alam. But there are two clubs na talagang very active sa basketball. Chooks to Go dati at saka yung Strong Group. Di ba? Bakit wala tayo narinig doon? Kumbaga, ito talaga proven track record to, kaya lumaban sa PBA. Di ba?
At may pera.
At may pera. Di ba? Bakit hindi nila i-consider yun? Nag-aantay na lang ang therapy.
Well, hindi natin alam kung sino tong 3 suitors na naman. Tatlo pa no? Meron talaga exact number eh. Pero yung tatlong suitor, ba't nang pinili ng Terra Firma itong Star Horse? Diba? Kumbaga ikaw yung magandang nililigawan, meron diyang tatlong magigiting na naka magarang sasakyan. Ang pinili mo yung medyo hindi magara. Diba?
So kumbaga sa kabaliktaran, nawala si Aida, si Lorda at si Pe. Iba
Nakuha si Neneng. Kaya po, ito hindi naman natin ginagawang katatawanan. Pero ang punto lang ho dito, there is an impact to the PBA.
Yes.
Yung pong desisyon, sinong papalit sa Terra Firma, at yung desisyon kung mananatili ang Terra Firma naglalaro. Ngayon, ang record ng Terra Firma, 1-3.
Kaya nga.
Nung first game nila, nanalo sila. Akala ko nga, okay, dahil may pangakong we will play well dahil last conference na namin ngayon. Ngayong hindi sila sigurado, anong magiging desisyon? I think the initial thought process here is dapat ang Terra Firma mismo ang mag-anunsyo. Hindi ang PBA. Alam niyo, ang PBA labas dito eh. Ito ay between Terra Firma and their fans na dapat sabihin ng Terra Firma anong plano nila. This is our last conference whether or not may meron kaming maibenta namin ang aming franchise. That is it. Diba? We will go out with a bang. Yeah. Huwag nyo na sabihin may tatlong sutor. Yung tatlong nanliligaw, tigil nyo na yan. Diba? Tigil nyo na yan.
Pero partner, tama yung sinabi mo kanina. Diba? Looking back, there's already a precedence. Yung nag-leave of absence I think that's the best route for Terra Firma. Oo, yun talaga. Para, di ba? Para matapos na to, tapos move on. O, sino kayo na interesado? Sino kayo na interesado dito sa prangkisang ito?
Correct.
Diba?
Saka,
mas makakapag-aral pa yung mga potential buyers, di ba? Dahil kumbaga nandyan yung stock nakaiwan na lang
Diba? In other words, mabibili mo nandyan yung mismong team, andyan ang mga player, contracts, etc.
And then you can negotiate, di ba?
Naintindihan ko yung side ng PBA in fairness dahil mas maganda, mas madaling gumawa ng schedule pag even number Pero is that enough? Diba? Yun lang naman Is that, tama, nakalagay sa hindi nakakomply ang Star Wars sa mga requirements natin in terms of financials. Ang bigat naman ng sinabi mo, Mr. Marshall. Dapat tumigil na, period. Hindi naka-comply sa Star Wars ng mga requirements natin. Period. Wala na yung financial. Kayo naman, again, sana mga kapatid, ito yung maging leksyon. But again, inaabangan natin dito kung ano mangyayari after this. But kung again, ako, partner, magsalita ang Terra Firma that maybe this is our last conference. Either we take a leave of absence or we will just be out of the PBA. Ganun na. And we will respect all the contracts. That's it. Tapos. Period. Ngayon, merong sumulpot na.
Di mag-usap-usap na lang.
Bago kayo mag-anunsyo, di saka kayo tapusin nyo na muna lahat.
Ganun nangyari sa Shell dati, di ba?
Ano, nung binenta ang Shell.
Tahimik muna. Biglang malalaman natin. I think that was Santa Lucia nakakuha.
Hindi. Ang nakakuha sa Shell was I believe it was may isa pang kumanan. That was during my time. That was during my time. So again,
pero tahimik, di ba? Nandun ka doon di ba?
Yeah, so simple again, hindi po natin binabakbakan ng PBA dito. All we're saying is pinoprotektahan po natin imahe, hindi lamang ng PBA but ng mga potential partners na magi-involve. And hindi po end all and be all ang basketball. Yan lang naman ang punto natin. Doon sa mga akala ng PBA that is umiikot ang mundo doon, hindi po end all be all dahil marami pa pong nakasalalay dyan sa mga desisyon na ganyan. Alright, mga kapatid, bago po tayo mag-break, syempre, isa muna pong paalala mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Giga Life app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Giga Life app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network, one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live more today! When we return, Cash or Bash time, plus himayin po natin ang NBA playoffs mamaya-maya. Ito po ang Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, ng Cherry Tigo, Joyride at ng Photon. Magbabalik po kami, ang oras po natin 8:37 ng umaga.
To be a voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai Stories on Twitter and share yours with Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
On 105.9. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Sa kabila ng ingay at kalituhan sa mundo, sa gitna ng mga panahon ng kawalan ng katiyakan, sabi niya, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be honored by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world." Psalms 46:10. Repent. Turn to Jesus today. He is the only way to heaven. Brought to you by MX3.
Bossing, baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
To the right, to the right.
To the right of the FM band. True FM.
On 105.9.
Welcome back sa Power and Play, mga kapatid. Ngayong umaga po ng Sabado. Isipin mo, last show na natin to, partner, for for May.
For April.
For April pala. Sorry. Ano ako. April pala. No? Isipin mo, tapos na yung April.
Hindi, yung banat mo kasi last show na natin. Ha?
April, ano ba ngayon? April 26 na, di ba, mga kapatid? Isipin nyo, mga kapatid, halos kalahating taon na ang tapos. Ha? Ang bilis ng panahon. Kaya gusto lang natin batiin lahat po ng mga nagbe-birthday ng April. Lalong-lalo na yung katatapos lamang ang aking one and only, si Irene, nag-birthday noong April 22.
Wow! Happy birthday, Irene.
Siyempre, nasa gitna. Kaya ako umuwi kagad eh. Kaya yan.
Huwag ka na dito magpalakas. Sa bahay mo na lang.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Irene. Happy birthday.
And of course, yung aking brother-in-law, si Pete Cruz. Happy birthday din. Siya naman nung 21. Aking kaibigan na si Rene Baltasar. Magbe-birthday itong coming weekend. And of course, my other sister nung April 17, si Doktora Susie Eala. Yan, happy birthday din.
Babatiin ko na rin dahil nga last week Semana Santa, hindi tayo nakapagprograma. Gusto ko rin batiin ng happy birthday ang aking paboritong kapatid na lalaki.
Yan.
Nag-iisang paborito ko dahil dadalawa lang kami. Si Dr. Gigi Season. Happy birthday na nag-celebrate nung April 16.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Doc. Happy birthday.
Tol. Tapos, birthday din. Belated rin kay Jotel Viray.
Uy!
Happy birthday,
partner,
parin Jotel.
Para naman kami dito.
Basta Mayo na lang. Mayo na lang.
Ano ba naman yung pagpadala ka dito na isang boteng makanan, di ba? And of course, binabati natin ng happy birthday ang tatay ng ating executive producer, si Joey Santillan, na matagal ko nakasama sa PBA. Happy birthday, Joe!
Happy birthday, Joe!
Buti na lang at hindi nagmana si Mike sa'yo. April 16, si Joey Santillan. Kaya happy birthday. At sa lahat po ng mga nagsasapit na kanilang birthday nitong April, sana naging mainit ang inyong pag-celebrate ngayong April ng inyong mga birthday. Of course, binabati po natin muli ang lahat ng ating mga suki all over the Philippines, lalong-lalo na po sa San Pablo City and of course sa Tanawan, Batangas. Kamusta po kayo? Oy, pahabol na bati kay Ma'am Cherry Baile. Naku, ang ating pong bossing dito sa 105.9. Happy birthday, Ma'am Cherry. Naku, paano naman kami dito ni partner Jera? Andiyan ka lang eh.
Nakapag-almusal na kami pero pwede pa kami kumain na almusal.
Happy birthday, Cherry. Happy birthday. Partner, mga kaibigan natin sa Pangasinan.
Mas mabigya kabuwasan at si kayo namin, dito na Dlingayin, Pangasinan. At also, gusto kong batiin ang isang regular na nanonood ng Power and Play na kabalayan ko. Ang magaling na manunulat, si Al Mendoza.
Uy, nga eh.
Every time pala nanonood ng Power and Play. At the other day, nanggaling sila sa Boracay.
Favorite ko yan. Si partner Al, nung panahon ko pa sa PBA. Alam mo, he is one of my toughest critics. Pero ni minsan, partner Al, ikaw lang mismo magsabi, ikaw ba binan kita sa PBA?
Talaga, di ba?
Di ba? Boss!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Thank you for supporting. Ayan, thank you.
And also, gusto ko rin isa pang batiin, regular din na nanonood sa atin. Pero tatay-tahimik. Yung anak ni dating BAP President Moying Martilino, si Monch Martilino, na 1 year lower sa akin sa college sa UST. He used to be the president of Levi's Philippines. Nanonood pala sa atin regular.
Kasama rin yata siya sa SBP. I don't know kung another son of Moying.
I don't know.
Maybe another one. Pero again, salamat po sa inyong suporta. Partner Conrad Banal. Araw-araw, tuwing Sabado din, nanonood yan. Aking kumparing si Conrad. Oh, nako. Alright, mga kapatid, gusto ko rin po, of course, i-announce na ang Joyride po ay patuloy na nanonood.
Lalo na yung mga riders ang sumasakay.
Huwag lang kayo manonood sa inyong cellphone habang nagra-ride kayo. Pero ang Joyride po patuloy na namimigay ng kanilang top-up promo dito po sa Power and Play. Simple lamang po, i-download ang latest version ng Joyride Super App. Kuhanan ng screenshot ng app's home screen. Napadala nyo po ang inyong screenshot sa Power and Play FB page via private message kasama ang inyong buong pangalan at registered mobile number. At kami po ipipili ng 5 mananalo ng 1,000 pesos JRPay wallet credits na inyo pong pwedeng gamitin sa Joyride Delivery, Motorcycle Taxi, Joyride Taxi Cab, Joyride Car, at ang Joyride Super Taxi ng Joyride. Again, thank you so much sa lahat po ng mga Joyride, ang aking mga partner dyan sa Joyride. Alright, at this point, mga kapatid, siyempre, pasok na natin ang ating masayang huntahan dito po sa ating paboritong portion na Cash or Bash. Dito po sa Cash or Bash, simple lamang po, magpapakita tayo ng mga sports items or video or sound bites and quotes at hahatulan po ng ating mga guests kung cash, kung sila'y sangayon o di naman o bash kung walang seal of approval mula sa kanila. At ngayong umaga po, ang ating makakasama sa Cash or Bash, mga suki natin ito. Si Kiko De Mejillo ng One Sports at si John Mark Garcia ng Spin.ph. Good morning, Kiko and John.
Hi, good morning, Kiko
JM.
and John. Hi, JM.
Oh, wala yatang volume. Walang nakamute. Nakamute pa yata si James. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning po. Morning
Yun,
po, Sir Jerry.
Kiko.
Morning po.
Good morning. Yan, nakita mo.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Well, before we go to our items dito, again, mukhang maganda yung ano nila ngayon, ng oras nitong dalawang to. No? Siyempre, summer. Diba? Siguro,
Paliwala sa kanilang mga itsura.
siyempre, at saka galing sa bakasyon siguro itong mga to dahil Holy Week.
Hindi nangingitim.
Oo, di ba? Hindi ito lumalabas sa araw. Pero I'll begin with you, Kiko. The impact of the Alex, of course, she lost her match against Iga, but obviously still a time where we all celebrated a Filipina playing sa center stage ng Madrid Open. Ano ang takeaway mo from that last match ni Alex Eala?
Welcome. It's proof na she's slowly but surely getting there to the top. Nag-start yan niya dun sa WTA na tournament where she went to the semifinals, if I'm correct, and then now talagang pinapakita niya that she can compete against some of the world's best. No, I mean at 19 years old, there's only nowhere to go but up for Alex Eala talaga. So hopefully this continues, and syempre yung support din for her and Philippine tennis continues to grow kasi grabe nakita natin yung boom ng tennis because of her, and we just hope that continues talaga.
Oh. Well, again, the fact na nakakuha siya ng isang set laban sa world number 2 is a big thing, and we can see the development of her game. JM, ang Petrogas is now the queens of Philippine volleyball sa kanilang pagkapanalo ng last conference nitong PVL. Bagamat sila ay out na rin sa AVC, but how refreshing is it to see a new team on top of volleyball?
Noli, Sir Jera, it's not to take away anything from Creamline and the dynasty that they've built, but it's really refreshing to see a new face, a new team be the dominant force, so to speak, in a conference in the PVL. And their journey din po to the top has been very nice to see. It was very refreshing din po na they have an intact core, added a few new pieces and made it work. They relied on their veteran experience, a touch of youth, and it all worked out. And it was really hard for any team to beat Creamline ever, and let alone Petrogas po, who did it 4 times overall in the season, or 4 times in that conference alone. So it's good for the league, it's good for Philippine sports po in general to have our professional leagues stay competitive, stay open to not only just one team winning it all. And hopefully it becomes a trend pa po, not only in the PVL, but even in the PBA, to have more competitive teams and players moving forward.
Oh, that's a very good point. No? Yung
I
bang
totally
parang
agree.
may nakapasok na bago.
Oo, di ba?
Yung bagong putahe.
Ika nga sa kabilang liga, may parity.
Yeah. Well, you know, again, this is the beauty of sports, and we hope that magpatuloy ang magandang pagpapakita. Although sayang yung mga teams natin sa AVC hindi masyadong naging successful, but again, that's another level that we're trying to reach. Alright, alam nyo na ang drill dito sa ating COB. Gentlemen, walang tama, walang mali, bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, huwag magagalit. And of course, ang opinion nyo lamang ang mahalaga. We've got 3 items for you to judge kung cash or bash, and we'll begin with the first one. Ito po ay patungkol sa PBA, kung saan nagbalita na malaki ang tsansa. In fact, bukan nagdesisyon na sila. O nakansilahin ang PBA All-Star Games ngayong taon dahil sa kawalan daw ng venue. Sayang naman, no? Ayon kasi kay PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall, nahihirapan silang humanap ng kapalit na host city para ma-accommodate ang mga laro ng All-Star. Naku Casio Bash, malaking pagkakamali kung di matutuloy ang All-Star. I'll begin with you, Kiko. Go! Nakamute si Kiko.
Sorry, for me, bash po siya. I mean, I know the PBA has said na yun security concerns, and I agree naman din dun na, you know, of course, safety first yan ng mga ng players, ng fans, ng officials and all. Of course, I would have hoped na sana nakahanap sila ng venue, but I also understand rin naman na it's not that easy to find that venue na ganun kadaling papalitan and all. And knowing yung schedule ng league, I see na parang ang hirap talaga makapasok pa ng siguro time ng weekend for the All-Star weekend. So for me, if it's the decision of the league na hindi talaga kinaya, I'm sure they tried their best naman to find options there, but for now, of course, safety din talaga ang priority diyan. So I would support that their decision on that.
Alright. Siyempre, sabi nga nila, dahil election period daw, medyo kailangan silang mag-defer muna. JM, your take. Malaking pagkakamali kung di matutuloy ang PBA All-Star Game. Go!
Bash din po sa akin, Noli and Sir Jera. Though, sabi nga po ni Kiko na unfortunate na hindi nakahanap ng replacement venue or host for the All-Star Game or All-Star Weekend. I think po the bright side here or the silver lining is that pwede pa pong sigurong i-allocate na lang ng PBA yung resources and yung energy in general sa 50th year or 50th season ng PBA na paparating. Maybe they can focus on that instead, make it more of a spectacle of some sorts, or plan something across the 50th season that will be a celebration of sorts for the fans, for the players, or something to make up na lang po siguro for the All-Star weekend that we would likely not have na po anymore. So, yun nga po, again, safety first pa rin po. So, it is a very understandable move why they'd opt not to push through with the PBA All-Star weekend. But hopefully, somewhere nga po across that 50th season, they can make up for it for the sake na rin po of the PBA fans, teams, and the league altogether.
Alright, partner.
Well, for this question, medyo sasalungat ako dito sa dalawang magagaling na mga manunulat sa larangan ng sports. Ako dito, cash ako dito. Dahil malaki talagang pagkakamali na mapuspone to. Dahil this is a tradition, ang All-Star Games. Tapos, to think na they are celebrating their 50th. Diba? Parang dapat hindi pwedeng hindi matuloy to. No? Anyway, siguro along the line na sinasabi ni JM, it is not, dahil ang question kasi ngayong taon dahil sa kawalan ng venue di ba? I think hindi dapat tanggalin yan, i-set sa ibang date na similar na sinasabi ni JM. But to totally cancel it, not being part of this year sa All-Star, I think mali yun. Di ba? And besides, di ba, hindi lang naman sa Davao ang venue Kung meron man, 'di ba? Clark 1 i-address lang ng konti. But dapat matuloy ang All-Star Weekend. Especially, they are celebrating the 50th year of PBA. That's my take.
Alam mo, I understand yung take ni Kiko at saka ni JM. Again, safety always is important. But I agree with you, partner. My two takes here. Number one, foresight. Planning. Alam mo, kahit papano, yan ang kakulangan. And again, ayoko na nga magsalita. But sometimes it's just that it's hard to see na ito'y pinagpaplanuhan ng mabuti. Alam niyo po ang All-Star Weekend, yung kinikita dyan, ay nakakatulong sa mga work ng ginagawa ng PBA. And since this is the 50th year, napakahalaga nito. Walang venue, bakit hindi nyo gawin sa Phil Sports Arena? Hindi naman kailangan maging weekend, parang lalabas ng out of town. Matagal na pong hindi nag-All-Star game sa Metro Manila. I started the tradition na talagang mag-All-Star Weekend. Nung araw nga, All-Star Week yan eh. Back in 2004, nang ginawa namin sa Cebu. That was the first time, and alam ko, Willie Marshall got this idea about this law. But it's been a while na hindi naglalaro sa Metro Manila ang All-Star. Why not in the Phil Sports Arena? You do not have to do anything fancy. But maybe open up the gates, libre lahat. Just make, and get the fans to be there for an all-star spectacle, diba? Bring in charity. There's so much that can be done. And safety is only one of the excuses. The other thing there, of course, is sayang yung 50th year. This is a significant year for the PBA.
Milestone to.
Sabi nga ni JM, dapat gumawa sila ng something to celebrate this on a 50th year.
Yeah.
It may be the legends playing. Kung saan, itong mga legends nga, kung saan umiikot eh.
Dito natin isama sa All-Star.
Yun, hindi naman iniinda ang safety nun di sama mo dyan. It could be a legends game coupled with the current players and teams. It will be something different. Ang problema, and I hate to say it, kulang sa planning. So ako, medyo ako dito. I'll have to say cash na dapat, ito malaking pagkakamali. Sana, pinag-isipan pa bago nagdesisyon ng
before
ng
they
ganito.
announce it.
Oo. Alright, let's go to our second item of the day. Naku, ito patungkol sa napakainit na NBA kung saan pag-uusapan din natin to mamaya mga kapatid. Ang serye ng Denver Nuggets at Los Angeles Clippers ang pinakadikit sa first round so far. So, Casio Bash, may tulog ang Oklahoma City Thunder sa mananalo ng Clippers-Nuggets series. I'll begin with you, JM. Go!
Cash po, Noli and Sir Gerard, dahil I think
tulog,
sa Clippers-Nuggets series po, parang the way they're performing so far, it's one of the tightest series po so far in the first round. And particularly po with the Clippers na ako po as a Laker fan, not the easiest thing to say, but the Clippers are really performing well po so far and they're really showing potential of making a deep playoff run now with Kawhi really starting to, well, quote-unquote peak and be at his best again. And come the next round against the Thunder, like given how they performed all season long, I think maybe they'd still be, kumbaga, dehado pa rin po, sa opinion ko lang po, against either the Clippers or the Nuggets dahil experience will come into play, especially in the playoffs. And we've seen it time and time again, locally or in the NBA, na hindi po lagi nagtatranslate yung strong regular season runs into strong playoff runs. And I think that will be the case, what I can see with the Thunder. And with the Clippers po in particular, bilang my personal pick din po to advance to the next round, yung I just observed dun po lalo na when they're hosting playoff games, lalo na ngayon sa Intuit Dome, like that energy, that crowd could be too much for a young team like the Thunder in the playoffs. Yung, well, even though OKC has that home court advantage, but I think there's just a bit more edge for LA or even Denver if they make it against OKC in the next.
Malaki yung sampalataya ni JM dito sa mananalo. Alright, Kiko, same topic. May tulog ang OKC sa mananalo ng Denver at LA. Go!
Noli and Sir Jera, cash din po ako dyan tulad ni JM.
Talaga.
I mean, OKC are coming into the playoffs as the favorites nga sa West. I mean, no doubts there. Pero if we're considering the Clippers, I also expect the Clippers to make the next round over the Nuggets. I think they have a good shot against the Thunder kasi they have Kawhi, they have James Harden, they have Norman Powell, they have the pieces, and then even they have Ivica Zubac who has the length to go against Chet Holmgren. So I think merong parts po tong Clippers that can actually compete against the solid lineup of OKC. And then add ko lang po na nung Game 3 ng OKC and Memphis, Memphis led by 29 points but lost that lead. But, there was a time na nawala si Ja Morant. And so, health comes into this series din talaga should Clippers advance and OKC. So I think that, talent-wise, on paper, kayang-kaya ng OKC given, the peak nga ni Kawhi right now in the playoffs.
Alright, well, mukhang may nakikita sila na dito sa series ng LA Clippers at Denver Nuggets. Partner, ikaw? May tulog o may
tulog.
gising?
I agree. Dito, I agree. No? Pero dito, sa tingin ko, Clippers will win over the Nuggets.
Okay, that's one. May tulog. Okay.
Ngayon, between Clippers and
Thunder.
and Thunder, mukhang mawawala ang Thunder dito.
Talaga,
Sa tingin ko, although magaling si SGA, magaling si Holmgren, magaling si Dort, pero yung experience will come into play. Mas maraming veteran and not just veteran, but there are veteran and good players sa lineup ng Clippers. At mukhang lalabas yan pagdating ng labanan. Diba? Sabi ko nga, iba yung sa eliminations, iba yung sa playoffs. Palagay ko, mag-iiba ang laro and even the approach of Clippers against Oklahoma. That's how I see it.
Well, I cannot argue against the three of you. Talagang mukhang yun ang, I guess, makikita mo. Especially since unproven itong OKC.
Yeah,
Hindi pa sila umaabot dito sa kanitong klaseng level. Yeah. Although, sabi nga nung iba, 82 game sample throughout the regular season is also hard to ignore.
Yeah.
Dahil they were by a mile head and shoulders above everyone else noong regular season. But the regular season is another thing compared to the playoffs. So, the experience, ito yung ika nga, one-on-one na lang kayo di ba? Pinag-aaralan na ng coaches. And I think when you talk about coaches, doon ko nakikita ang advantage ng LA Clippers. No? Yeah. They have such an experienced championship coach compared to Mark Daigneault ng OKC. So, I will still tilt it a little bit sa OKC Thunder but I cannot argue against your choice na may tulog ang OKC. Malamang, kung yun ang tanong, may tulog, meron. Pero I think baka makasurvive pa rin ang OKC in a long series. Alright, let's go to our third and final matter. Dito ngayong umaga, nakatabla sa serye ang Houston Rockets kontra Golden State Warriors sa kasabay ng pelvic injury ni Jimmy Butler. Nakakainis talaga. Kung ikaw ang Warriors fans, nakakainis, di ba? Ang ganda-ganda na nangyayari ng Golden State, mangyayari pa to. So, Casio Bash, tapos na ang season ng Warriors sa first round kung di makakabalik si Jimmy Butler. I'll begin with you, Kiko. Go!
Noli, Sir Gerald, based dun sa question po nyo, I'll have to say Cash nga because ang laking factor po ni Jimmy Butler for the Warriors, both on offense and on defense. When Houston's defense swarms Steph Curry, he's the one who picks up, the scoring load and the defense load for the team. Now na if he can't return talaga for the team, then ang laking factor yun. The Warriors won't have their second go-to guy. The guy that has been the focal point of their run towards the playoffs. And Houston has been physical this series for the Warriors. So, continuing that, I just think that they'll just tire out the Warriors and advance to the next round without Jimmy Butler.
All right. Well, talagang napakalaki ng impact ni Jimmy Butler since he arrived in San Francisco. Same thing, JM. Tapos na ang season ng Warriors kung wala si playoff Jimmy. Go!
Bash po sa akin. Sobrang, I understand po yung sentiment ka na, para it goes without saying that Jimmy Butler has really, kumbaga, pivoted this Warriors team late in that regular season and early in the playoffs. Pero, yung simple argument ko lang po would be, it's still very hard to defeat a team who knows how to win, who has proven that they can win, and it may not be the same as 10 years ago or what, pero it's still the Golden State Warriors at the end of the day. And they're up against a Houston Rockets team that are young. They don't have that much of an experience playing in the playoffs like Golden State has, kahit po marami nang nawala sa core na yun, let's say. But I just think at the end of it all po, kahit hindi bumalik si Jimmy Butler, and of course, hopefully makabalik siya for Golden State, pero I think meron killer instinct yung Golden State that they've shown in that regular season run, and even now, and even in that loss na parang it's just going to tilt towards them pa rin po. Because they know how to win, they've proven it time and time again, even when many doubted them. And I think that will be the same case po in this series against Houston.
Alright. Ako, dalawang ano yan, ha? Magkasalungat na opinion.
But para sa akin, I'll take the point of Kiko here. Mahirapan talaga ang Warriors. Dahil, well, after that, when Coach Steve Kerr was interviewed with the loss of Jimmy Butler, sabi niya, wala tayong magagawa, I just have to adjust, no? Without Jimmy Butler in the play. But the big question here is the type of play of the Houston Rockets. The physicality. 'Di ba? Eh kung titignan mo, wala talaga masyadong malaki ang Warriors. Tapos, yung shooting threat nila nabawasan ng malaki. No? And actually, the injury of Jimmy Butler was because of the physicality of the Houston Rockets. Kaya I don't think na malaki ang chance makipagsabayan ng Warriors dito. But again, being Coach Steve Kerr na magaling, di ba? I think he will make adjustments. Hopefully, tama yung adjustments niya playing against Houston Rockets without Jimmy Butler.
Well, ako, again, Jimmy Butler is Jimmy Butler, and we've seen his impact not only during the play-in but even in Game 1. Ibang-iba talaga ang Golden State Warriors. Ever since he came, they have been on a tear. But losing a guy like that, napakalaking bagay. So, ako, I have to, again, based on the question, kung tapos na ang season in the first round, kung di makakabalik si Butler, I'll have to say cash also. I think mukhang mahirap yung ganyang klaseng even for a young and maybe inexperienced relatively na Houston Rockets, at the end of the day, it's still Jimmy Butler that you are losing. But we'll never know dahil this is only, of course, kung di makakabalik. Kung makabalik, di ba?
Kaya nga, kung makabalik, ibang usapan.
Ibang usapan yan. But it's going to be a very interesting series, and again, the championship tradition of Golden State ay nandiyan pa rin. So, we'll see. All right. Well, again, Kiko and JM, thank you so much for the opinion. I know that may mga tanong na mahirap sagutin para sa inyo, lalong-lalo na kapag mga personal na takes to eh. Pero we appreciate your coming on the show. Maraming salamat.
Kapag mga katanungan mga square root of kuan,
mahirap na tanong yan. Mas mahirap yun. Pag tinanong ko na kayo ng square root of 37.
Mahirap yun.
Thank you so much, Kiko and JM. Okay, magsasawa.
Thank you, JM.
Thank you, Noli. Maraming salamat po.
Talking about the NBA, well, may 30 game ngayong araw na to. Lumalamang ang Orlando Magic kontra Boston Celtics in Game 3. At sa kasalukuyan naman, lamang din ang Pacers kontra Milwaukee Bucks at the half in Game number 3 as well. Alright, when we come back, bago yan pala. Siyempre, panoorin muna natin ang ating mga viral videos at pop culture sa mundo ng palakasan sa Stop and Pop. Ang title po ng ating video ngayong umaga ay God Among Mortals. Mukhang parang sine to. Parang sine yung itatampok. Panoorin niyo po to ha. Tingnan niyo po itong parents race na ito sa Jamaica. Naku, pambira yung tumatakbong yan. May isang babae dyan na nangingibabaw sa lahat. Talagang iwan yung ibang magulang. Wala talagang chance yung iba dahil ang babae sa video ay walang iba kung hindi si multi-Olympic and world champion Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce. Malamang hindi pa siya nag 100% dyan. Siyempre may edad na rin. Kaya, pero kinarir pa rin, partner. At yun yung sinasabing, there's a level to this. At yan din po ang ating Stop and Pop. Alright, mga kapatid, when we return, NBA Playoffs Talk dito po sa Power and Play. Kasama si Gino Rofino at si John Carlos Rodriguez sa Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo po ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo at ng Joyride. Ang oras po natin, 9:15 ng umaga.
In big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day. Plus data for all sites.
Simple. Smart ako.
Nasa right, tama. Ang nasa tama, nasa totoo. Tunay, tapat. True FM sa 105.9. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Hi guys, today we'll get to know Bjorn Usok, Dunkin's newest endorser. Usok, what's your current favorite drink?
Dunkin' Ice Breve.
kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taon pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Maraming salamat po dahil saan man ang True FM. Naroon din kayo sa 105.9 na tayo. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Power and Play with Noli, Eala. Alright mga kapatid, bago po tayo magpatuloy sa Power and Play on our second hour, gusto lang po natin magpasalamat of course sa lahat ng mga tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. Unahin ko na po of course ang Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Sa ganitong pabago-bagong panahon mga kapatid, sobrang init tapos biglang ulan. Kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang alam kong kalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum.
Thank you!
Photon Motor Philippines, Photon Trans Van, sa usapang versatile at durable passenger van, reliable option ang Photon Trans Van e-models. Ang Photon Trans Van ay equipped with a 2-liter Octane diesel engine, 6-speed transmission, 135 horsepower, 330 Newton-meter of torque. Di ka mabibitin sa pakay ng biyahe mo. Komportable paghatid ng 13 hanggang 15 pasahero kung ikaw ay nasa transport business. Dependable na pang-deliver ng goods and services for commercial use. May 5 years or 150,000 K warranty pa. At sa usapang maasahan, Photon is now 18 years strong in the Philippine market. Tawag na sa inyong pinakamalapit na Photon dealership. Photon, gawa ng Pilipino para sa Pilipino.
Thank you!
Joyride, ang inyong bagong kasundo. No more waiting na sa Joyride QR Code Instant Booking. Parahin lang ang Joyride MC Taxi driver at i-generate ang QR code sa Joyride Super App. Ipaskan ito sa driver para match agad. At sa Joyride Super Taxi Hatid Airport Service, wala nang hassle sa pagpunta sa airport para sa inyong flight. Pre-book a ride to the airport from 2 weeks to 24 hours prior to your departure. Fill out the pre-booking form or scan the QR code to fill out the pre-booking form. For inquiries, you may call Joyride Super Taxi Hatid Airport Hotline at 0920-948-6550 from Monday to Saturday.
Thank you!
717 Deli, serving quality, classic, premium sandwiches. Treat yourself to a feel-good meal today. Located at 3rd floor, 53 Connecticut Street, Green Hills, San Juan. 717 Deli, keep you smiling with every bite.
Thank you!
Skin, your face and body anti-aging center with branches at Alabang Town Center and Green Hills, San Juan. For your skin assessment and treatment schedule, please call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886.
Thank you!
Smart, live more today.
Thank you!
Rudy Project Shades, elevate your performance and style with Rudy Project.
Thank you!
Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. And at this time mga kapatid, we are ready to go sa ating pong susunod na segment, ang usapang NBA Playoffs, kung saan saksakan ang daming napakagagandang mga series na nangyayari po ngayon. Just for the update, lumalamang ang Orlando Magic kontra Boston Celtics 83-74 with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. At lamang naman ang Indiana Pacers on the road laban sa Milwaukee Bucks 57-47. Mamaya po, LA Lakers kontra Minnesota Timberwolves. Ang ganda niyan, ha?
Magandang laban.
At para po pag-usapan ang NBA, andito po kasama natin ngayon, walang iba kundi ang ating pong paboritong sports anchor at commentator, si Gino Rufino, and of course si John Carlos Rodriguez, isang content lead for Slam Philippines. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for joining Power and Play.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Com. Good morning to the viewers of Power and Play.
Good morning, Com, Sir Jerry. Gina, good morning.
Salamat. Jera Season is with us, no? And I want to go straight to the point here. It's been a interesting first round after the play-in. In fact, some very unexpected results already are happening, and we can see the developments in the NBA. And I want to go a little bit about yung bawat serye dito, gentlemen, no? Kasi ako personally, I think there will be some series that will be swept. There will be some series, I think, some series that will probably be 5 games lamang. Maybe 2 or 3 series that may go all the way to the
Game
7th
seven.
game.
Yeah.
Kaya I won't go into to my own predictions here. Pero Gino, let's talk about the top muna, yung Cleveland at saka yung OKC. Where right now they're both up in their series. Cleveland is 2-0, OKC is 3-0. You know, they're looking really good. What do you think is the floor and the ceiling for these two teams?
For these two, for Cleveland and for OKC?
Yeah.
I think both of them can make it to the finals for sure. I mean, they've proven in the regular season. Alam naman natin, regular season, ibang-iba sa playoffs. But still, we're talking about two teams that have been super dominant. I don't think we've seen a team in the regular season be as dominant as the OKC Thunder. SGA has barely played in the fourth quarter throughout the entire throughout this entire season, and that tells you how good that this team is. So I think they can make it to the finals. I think Cleveland can make it to the finals. Syempre, it may not be the best rating finals if those two teams make it, but they definitely have the pieces to make it there. They also need a little bit more experience, sure. Yung sinabi nga ng mga guests niyo kanina, but I think the ceiling at least is the finals for both of these teams.
And John Carlos, you think it will be a disappointment if they don't?
I think I agree with Gino. First, I think parang finals talaga yung parang ceiling of these both two teams. Again, basing lang sa performance nila in the regular season, di ba? What, under 6-8 wins? Parang di ba hindi yan masyadong pinapag-usapan, pero di ba yung 6-8 wins na yun nung regular season was really important, di ba? For them. Pero yeah, feeling ko disappointment siya in a way na yun nga, yung being both top-seeded teams sa respective conferences nila, syempre expectations sa kanila, diretso na yun, finals, di ba? Pero I think yung from historically din, parang I think in the past 5 years, yung top-seeded teams, nung past 5 years in both conferences, no, parang I think 3 lang of those top 10 teams nung number 1 seed na nakadiretso sa finals. So kumbaga hindi siya rin guaranteed obviously, di ba, na pag number 1 seed ka, dire-diretso ka na sa finals. So disappointment siya, yes, pero feeling ko yun nga, again, pasok na experience. These both two teams are very young. Pero again, di ba, parang kailan pa sila maging experience, di ba? Baka ito na nga yung opportunity to get that experience.
Parang nagpapahinog, partner.
Pero sa akin, this is one question I want to ask Gino and John. Given na to, top seed Cavs and OKC, who among the other teams could be a big threat or could be the stumbling block
sa kanila
leading towards the finals?
Gino, maybe.
Gino.
For the Thunder, in all honesty, I can see. I hate to admit it, but the Clippers they're gonna be a problem.
Wow.
Sabi ko sa iyo eh.
For OKC.
Sabi ko sa iyo eh.
If Kawhi Leonard is healthy, which he looks like he is, and James Harden is playing the way he's playing, and then there are other pieces, they have a squad there. So that's a team that can actually, match up size-wise, strength-wise with the Thunder. And Kawhi is the X factor. Kawhi is the guy. I mean, if you have Kawhi Leonard, you could potentially have the best player in the series. And every time you have that, it becomes, things kind of turn into your favor. Now, obviously, di pa natin alam kung what if Kawhi is going to be able to play the rest of the playoffs at that level. But it's definitely a sign that maybe things could be good for the Clippers. On the other side naman, sa East, I mean, the Boston Celtics are the Boston Celtics. They're the champs, and I think the road to a championship will still have to go through them.
I wanna follow up on that then, John. Considering na sabi nga nyo, Clippers seem to be on the road para maging hadlang dito sa OKC Thunder. Sa tingin mo ba napakalaki ng coaching change na nangyari sa Denver? The impact of that move to replace Mike Malone in Denver, and now they're in the playoffs with a relatively new face, si Coach Adelman, leading the charge for Nikola Jokic.
Yes, correct. Parang yung big change na yan, leading to the playoffs na, diba? Malapit tayo mag-playoffs na, nagbago pa sila ng leadership, ng coaching, diba? Coaching staff. So, yeah, feeling ko big factor siya definitely. Parang ngayon pa lang nakita na natin siya doon sa series sila with the Clippers. Diba, yung Clippers, syempre close pa naman yung series, pero medyo hindi na yung parang Denver na nakita natin dati na, diba, dominant. So, syempre, big factor yun definitely. Lalo na pag playoffs, diba, alam naman natin pag playoffs, ano siya it's about adjustments, diba? So talaga malaking factor yung every game, yung coaching decision, coaching adjustment. So definitely malaking bagay para sa Denver Nuggets na nabago yung coach nila for this playoff run.
On the other hand, sabi nga ni Gino, Boston on the other side, no, ang hadlang sa Cleveland, and we have to agree with that. Until you knock out the champion, the defending champion, laging yan ang favorite. But should Boston be concerned about their injuries? Tatum is doubtful for Game 3. And I don't know if he's actually playing now. I haven't checked the actual stats. But how different and gaano kahirap itong pinagdadaanan ng Boston considering that injuries seem to be coming to play, John Carlos?
Yeah, yung injuries yun talaga, di ba? Parang yung pinaka-nakakalungkot pag playoffs Lalo na yung I think this particular playoffs, parang sobrang physical, di ba nakita natin?
Yeah.
Both, lahat ng series, very physical sila. So yeah, yung sa Boston naman, yung injury ni Tatum, obviously big hit to them. Pero parang sabi nga ni Jaylen Brown, di ba? Parang sabi niya, ako na bahala. Don't worry, di ba? Ako na bubuhat, parang ganyan. Pero syempre, first round pa lang Syempre, pag dumating na sa medyo malapit na towards the conference finals and the finals, mag-iiba na rin yung competition. Lalo na yung ibang teams, again, kung di makabalik man si Jason Tatum. But I think, parang day-to-day naman siya. So eventually, I guess at some point, makabalik naman siya.
Well, mukhang Jason, Tatum is playing. He's playing. 29 points today so far. And he's played 32 minutes. So I guess that answers that question. But, you know, we've seen that. Obviously, the defending champion will always be there. And as you said, the LA Clippers is a real threat down in the West. Now, let's go to those difficult series na ika nga talagang it's a matter of hit or miss. Let's begin with the New York-Detroit series, no? Ito parang classic 80s, 90s series, no? Bakbakan.
I'm having fun watching the
diba? Grind it out, rough series. But so far, New York has taken back the home court.
Yeah.
Do you think they have enough? Do you think they have enough to pull off? Or can Detroit pull off an upset here?
I think the Pistons. Well, first of all, I was waiting to see Isaiah Thomas go up against Patrick Ewing in this series because that's what it feels like. It really does feel like a throwback. Sabi mo nga, Con, diba? Parang throwback 90s style or basketball. This series, and it's been fun. It really has been fun to watch. It's not the prettiest, but it definitely has been a lot of drama in this series. But I think the Knicks can definitely get past the Pistons at least in the first round. They have enough pieces. Now, whether or not they can proceed after that, it looks like it's going to be Boston that they're going to be facing. I don't know. I don't think so. But definitely against the Pistons, the Pistons are kind of like the team na hindi pa ready. They're very young. Remember, this is a team that hasn't made the playoffs in well over a decade, and they're just getting their feet wet in the playoffs. Cade Cunningham has been phenomenal. But remember, he's very young. He's a very young player. He doesn't seem like he's very young, but he's a very young player. But this is a team, the Pistons are a team to watch in the future for the Eastern Conference. But for now, I think the Knicks definitely are going to advance.
And obviously, Detroit, from a 14-win team to a 40-plus win team, that's unbelievable yung turnaround na ginawa dyan ni JB Bickerstaff. John Carlos, let's go to the other final series in the East. Yung Bucks versus Pacers. Right now, tumabla na ang Bucks against the Pacers, but they're down in the series 2-0. So far, it's been very competitive, pero parang may kulang sa Milwaukee Bucks. What seems to be the problem there, JC?
Una, parang feeling ko yung series na to, one of the most exciting din. No? Parang ito yung rivalry talaga ng both teams. Parang nandun talaga yung sabi nga ni
Talaga may hatred no? Yung
may hatred. We don't like them.
Diba?
Pero feeling ko yung changes sa Milwaukee, di ba, mid-season, I think marami na silang changes sa lineup nila. Bringing in Kuzma, di ba, they lost Middleton. So baka yung chemistry, hindi pa siya sobrang nandoon for them. Kaya siguro nga yung series na medyo nag-struggle sila against Indiana.
Do you think, partner, ito I'll ask even Gino, but partner, pag natalo dito Milwaukee, anong effect nito kay Giannis? You think he's gone? Tingin mo ba sisipat na yan?
Well, knowing...
kasi dinala na nila si Lillard. Sipin mo, Lillard na yan.
Oo, Lillard na yan. No? Pero, di ba, the competitiveness of
Giannis,
talagang madidisappoint yan.
Oo.
Madidisappoint yan. Dahil matagal ng lifelong dream niya na mag-champion.
Well, he has said na I want to win another championship sa podcast ng kanyang kapatid.
Yeah.
So, Gino, you think this is gonna have an impact on the future of Giannis?
Possibly. This is a team that kind of they got Damian Lillard to appease Giannis. Now it didn't turn out well because of health issues and whatnot, and defensive issues as well. Pero yun nga, it's hard to say what is going on in Giannis's mind. Alam naman natin na napaka-competitive ni Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is a champion, as you said, Com. He wants to win another one. Sinabi nga niya sa podcast ng kapatid niya. But the franchise has done what they can to try and get there again for in the duration of Giannis' stay in Milwaukee. Yun nga lang, they've missed several times. They missed on the Drew Holiday trade. They missed on the other moves that they've done. But they're trying. They're trying to try to get to be competitive again. That they're not just a one and done championship team. Yun nga, will it appease Giannis Antetokounmpo? I don't know. I don't think so. I think his time in Milwaukee could possibly be affected if they don't get past the Pacers.
And the Pacers have been very, very impressive. Low-key moves.
I agree.
Tandaan mo, yan ang pumasok sa finals last year, no, against the Boston Celtics. And this is a team that has made those small moves, and yet, again, sabi nga si Gino, si John Carlos, yung chemistry. When you build chemistry like that, iba yun eh. Talagang nakakatulong yun. Lalong-lalo na sa yung gipita na, di ba, partner? Kaya, okay, let's go to this very interesting matchup of Houston at Golden State. Back in the West, no? Kung saan the big development is Jimmy Butler, yung pagkakabaksak niya in game number 2. John Carlos, there's doubt that Jimmy will return, although they're trying to put it low-key. Ayaw nila masyadong ano yun pa na...
Baka may kasamang drama na
may drama na to, diba? Pero, again, are they done kung mawala si Jimmy? Sa tingin mo? Wala na? Tapos na?
Feeling ko for the first round at least, feeling ko kaya pa naman nila. I mean, that's just my opinion. Feeling ko they can stretch that series with Steph being Steph. I think lalo na pag playoffs, di ba, parang si Steph naging talagang he's parang peak form, di ba, pag playoffs na. But definitely after this series against the Houston Rockets, baka mahirapan talaga sila without Jimmy Butler. Naman nakita natin yung run nila towards the playoffs, di ba, na nandun si Jimmy. Naging iba rin talaga yung takbo ng laro ng Warriors, definitely with Jimmy there. So I won't say that they're done, but definitely yung challenge sila after the series if they face, what is it, either the Lakers or the Timberwolves, diba? Definitely mahirapan na sila pagkatapos.
But ang question dito, is it the kaya ni Steph or is it the doubt na kaya ng Houston, Gino? Yan ang I guess the other side dahil mawala si Jimmy, medyo delikado, but baka kaya pa. Is it because we're doubting the Houston Rockets here?
No, I think it's the DNA of the Warriors and that team to be able to get past the Rockets. Yun nga, the Rockets are another team na medyo bata pa, not ready. They're kind of like the Western Conference version of the Detroit Pistons. And they're gonna get there, right? They're gonna be a team to watch out for in the future in the playoffs. And right now they're pushing the Warriors. But I just don't think Jimmy Butler will miss much time. I think he'll
Actually, Gino.
Nakita niyo ba yung baksak niya?
Ito na. Actually, I agree with Gino. We don't have any first-hand information on the
Yeah.
seriousness of the injury.
In the injury, yes, yes.
But having seen Jimmy Butler before when he was playing for
The Heat.
talagang yung competitiveness niya, maski na talagang pagod na pagod, lumalaban siya. And the mere fact, optics, masakit yung bagsak dahil nasa ahod eh. Pero tumayo siya, naglakad eh. Para palagay ko, drama lang to eh. I think if he will not make it in this next game, maglalaro yan.
So in other words, hindi naman serious.
Hindi serious. That's how I see it. I hope.
It could be serious for mortals, pero if you're Jimmy Butler...
Exactly. Di ba? Sa atin masakit yun, pero kaya ni Jimmy Butler yan. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go to the favorite series ni Gino, which is the LA-Minnesota series. Kung saan...
Stressful to, Com. Stressful yung series na to.
I've seen your comments online and I can see the stress in your comments. Pero I'll begin with you, John Mark, kasi I don't want right away to get the objective opinion of Gino. Baka mahirapan eh. But, obviously there are holes in the lineup ng LA. Alam natin yan. Marami nagsasabi kulang sila sa big man. And that is exposed in game number 1. But yung Luka LeBron is always, when you have Luka and LeBron, it always gives you a shot. Di ba, John Carlos?
Yes, correct. I mean, to stop two players mo, LeBron and Luka, with their playoff experience, obviously. Malaking bagay kagad yun eh. Si LeBron, I mean, syempre nandun yung stats ni LeBron will always give you the stats. Pero hindi pa natin nakikita, feeling ko, in the series, yung LeBron of, di ba, para si Luka pa rin mostly yung bumubuhat ng Lakers at this point. And then obviously with the contributions ni Austin Reeves, di ba, and the other players. Pero, yun nga, pag may Luka, LeBron ka as your top two, di ba, magpapalitan na sila. I think that's going to be tough to beat.
Gino,
in a 7-game series.
Well, so in other words, John Carlos is saying that it's still LA because of the not only the experience but I guess yung quality ni LeBron at ni Luka. And if that is the case, and I want to just presume here or give a scenario na it will be LA, but of course Game 3 will be a pivotal game in this series, no? Do you think Minnesota is underachieving? Because matagal na natin, marami nagsasabi they've got one of the best players in Anthony Edwards, and yet they've always had this problem just moving up in the playoffs. Is this a team that has been just underachieving, or in the moves they've made have not been really impactful sa kanila?
I think you nailed it right there, Con. The moves they made last year, they were close. They were close to making it to the finals. And then they get rid of a major piece like Karl Anthony Towns because of the salary issues. No? And it's a move that I thought that why are they doing this? I mean, they were right there. And they could have possibly been one of the favorites dito sa Western Conference this season, but they got rid of a major piece. Now, they didn't get a scrub in return, right? They got an all-star in return. And in game number 2 of this series, Julius Randle played phenomenal for the Timberwolves. But I just don't think that they've made great moves in the offseason to build a team around Anthony Edwards into a real contender. Having said that, Anthony Edwards is a superstar in this league, and I think I medyo natakot na ako dito, Coach Com, kasi this is the perfect setting for Anthony Edwards to get to that next level if he's able to beat Luka and LeBron James.
Malaking bagay yan. Malaking bagay. Malaking statement yun. If he should really get past the Lakers. And of course, marami pang pagdadaanan yung series yan. That's one series that I think might just go to 7th game, and again the home court will be very, very important. All right, before we let you go, partner, I want to get your final take. Conference finals, I guess it'll be easy in the East, but I want to get your takes on this. So who do you think will make the conference finals? I'll begin with you, John Carlos.
I have OKC.
Conference final against who?
Yeah, OKC against the Lakers.
Wow. Wow. All right. There you go. And for the East?
For the East, I have Celtics. I'm hoping the Cavs would make it
All
for
right.
sure.
Cavs Celtics.
Cavs Celtics. Yeah.
All right. Gino, your turn.
I think it's also Cavs Celtics. I think
Easy
that's
pick.
been
Easy
the
pick.
way. Easy pick yung Cavs Celtics sa East. In the West, we've never seen this in the playoffs, but I think this year it's very possible. Finally, we're gonna see a series between the two LA teams.
Pareho tayo doon.
LA versus LA.
LA.
La La Land. La La Land is gonna be happy. So, partner, ikaw.
Same with Gino.
La La Land.
La La Land.
Okay.
La La Land.
And then, Cubs.
Cavs and Celtics. Pero lalaban pa rin ang Miami Heat, makaisa lang.
Miami ito. Ako wala na to, kaya wag na natin pag-usapan yan.
Makaisa
Doon
lang.
na kami sa Cooper Flag sweepstakes. Pero I agree. I think it'll be an easy pick. Boston, Cleveland. I think that'll be the case. But sa West, I have to say, I'll have to respect OKC. I don't want to disrespect the number 1 seed. And as much as I want to say LA, because that would be a fantastic chance to have an LA-Boston finals. But I will still have to defer. Na I think Denver still has a fighting chance.
Wow!
When I still believe in Nikola Jokic. I think I'll take Nikola Jokic any time of the day, and I think that he still has a fighting chance here against. Although hindi pala pwede mag-Denver, no? Because it will be Denver OKC. It will be Denver OKC. So I guess if that's the case, then I'll have to go with the Lakers. Lakers na rin ako dito. All right. So, well, we wish you all the best, gentlemen. Happy watching sa NBA playoffs, and we look forward to what you're going to be writing both online and in your respective platforms. Maraming salamat for joining us today, Gino and John Carlos.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yan po mga kaibigan nating NBA playoff preview. It's gonna be very exciting. Talagang pambihira ang NBA playoffs. Right now, update again. Lamang po ang Magic with only 1:11 to go. 95-91 kontra Boston in game number 3. Samantalang ang Bucks lamang ng 75-71 in game number 3 with 1 more quarter and 4 minutes to go sa kanilang game number 3. LA versus Minnesota in just a while. Alright, bago tayo magtapos, syempre, ang ating last segment, pinag-uusapan natin kanina, partner, yung init ng panahon. And we wanna get an expert to join us here sa ating huling segment sa In the Spotlight. Of course, ang ating pong pinag-uusapan ay ang panahon at ang paano ba mag-training sa ganitong klaseng kondisyon na napakainit at minsan tayo ay nagkakaroon ng problema. At kasama po natin dito ang isang guru, talaga namang nirerespetong authority pagdating sa sports conditioning and of course, sports sciences. Walang iba kundi ang isang dekano, si Mr. Herc Calianta. Good morning, Herc. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, boss. Good morning, Idol.
Good morning. Good morning, Coach Noli and Jera. I hope you can hear me.
Yes. We can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, before,
Okay,
I want to start with this and kasi I don't want to take too much of the, medyo naubusan tayo ng oras dito, but it's summertime and laging mahirap pag summer, ang hirap huminga, ang hirap, ang init, Yep. So let me begin with your tips for coaches. For all coaches in the country that are involved in team sports or individual sports, how should they plan their training program ng respective teams nila or athletes nila during the summer? What do you think are the most important tips that you can give, Herc?
Okay, first and foremost, schedule of practice. Schedule your practice sessions early in the morning or late in the evening or late in the afternoon or early evening. Those are the cooler parts of the day. So whether it is outdoors or indoors, if it's indoors, air conditioned, no problem. But if it's outdoors, more so, you should consider scheduling early in the morning or late in the early in the evening or late in the afternoon. Then also make sure you monitor the temperature, the air temperature. It's not only the air temperature; it's supposed to be the wet bulb temperature, ibig sabihin, yung heat index is a good way to monitor. Anything beyond heat index, anything beyond 38 is already potentially harmful.
Okay.
Yeah, because our skin has a temperature of 32 degrees. So anything beyond 32 degrees in terms of ambient temperature is already too hot. We cannot radiate anymore.
Magandang tip yun,
magandang tip yun eh. Dahil, di ba, Herc, ngayon pa lang, 5:30, labas ng araw eh.
Correct.
Pagdating ng 6 o'clock, mainit na eh. Di ba? So, we can see a lot of runners, weekend warriors, nasa outdoor, ang init-init na. And even golfers for that matter, no? Kaya,
correct.
Herc, ang malaking tanong dyan, di ba? Palagi naririnig natin is to hydrate. Hydrate. Is there a big difference when it comes to hydration if you just drink plenty of water or you drink mga sports drinks? What's the difference? Or, syempre, mahal din yung energy drink. So, what is your take on this? What is your advice?
Actually, if your drink is cool, whether it's sports drink or water, it's better. It's easier absorbed by the body.
Pag cool.
Pagka malamig.
Malamig. Secondly, if it's a sports drinks, may pluses yan. Merong salt, merong glucose, no? Which adds to the worth, to the value of the drink, especially during hot weather. Because that's the one that will replenish your electrolytes and also your energy. Water is okay, but you can make your own sports drink by doing 6%, adding 60 grams to 1 liter of water, 60 grams of honey or sugar. That's equal to what the formulation of most of the sports drinks are. And add a pinch of salt.
Sugar?
Yes.
Konting salt.
A pinch of salt, 60 grams to 1 liter of water. Yun.
Yung mga
mura.
Yung mga taong hindi naman kayang bumili lagi ng mga mamahaling inumin, yun pala kailangan.
Kaya partner, kung maglalaro tayo ng golf, timplahan mo ako
Talagang kita maraming salt, konting sugar para talagang ma-dehydrate.
Patay tayo dyan.
No, but again, that's the other thing. Herc, may mga kailangan bang i-avoid ng pagkain o kailangan namang kainin in this kind of weather, especially for high-performance athletes or even the weekend aficionados?
Okay. Caffeine and alcohol, they're the number one food or drinks to avoid.
To avoid? Yun. Ikaw?
Yes.
Ikaw yan.
Caffeine.
Because they promote dehydration. Tapos, if you can eat a balanced diet still and make sure you eat a lot of liquidy foods like fruits and vegetables. They have liquids in their state as well, no? So aside from water, minerals are very important. So this is the time when we should strive to consume a balanced diet.
All right. Herc, what about yung cooling down at saka yung recovery? Alam mo, I sometimes, and I personal experience, after you play, parang nagka-cramps ka. What is that as a sign of? And what do you do after you play just so that your body recovers from that intense heat and maybe even perspiring?
If you're cramping, that means you go back to what you did during your practice or your performance. Malamang dehydrated ka. So you have to reevaluate your hydration strategy.
Okay.
Make sure you have taken fluids 10 to 15 minutes, every 10 to 15 minutes. About 4 to 8 gulps.
Okay.
Practical na lang tayo, wag na yung milliliters, no? 4 to 8 gulps every 10 to 15 minutes. Don't wait for thirst to come in. Otherwise, it's going to be too late. Okay? And heat cramps is an early form of heat stroke.
Ganun, no?
It's actually heat stress, but it can turn to heat stroke anytime. So we need to be cautious about it. Listen to your body when you, even if you're recovering, immediately take fluids and go under the shade, go into a cooler room, hydrate. Showering is important. Hindi po totoo ang pasma.
Maganda yan, ha?
That's another question that I want to ask her, Kire, di ba? Dahil, di ba, most of the, yung mga regular sports enthusiasts, be it golf, walking, running, tennis, lahat. Di ba? Is it advisable just right after the game
na maligo?
Na talagang nainitan ka ng gusto, diretso ka sa shower? Kung yes, will it be cold or hot? Or do you pahinga ka ng ilang minutes sandali bago maligo? Or what's your take there?
Huwag ka na magpahinga kasi that will delay what you can do with the shower. Shower with using tap water muna. But if you can do a little bit cooler fluids, no? As the shower goes on, slowly turn it down yung temperature, ibig sabihin cooler, no? But you perspire for a reason. So, you're just actually helping yourself if you shower up. No? So, it's important that as soon as you finish, cool yourself by drinking, by rehydrating, and showering if you can. It's best to do that.
Pwede rin, Herc, yung lumpiang malamig, yung labakarang may yelo.
Towel.
Yes, yes, exactly. Ice around, ice or cold towel around your neck and your shoulders will be helpful because that's where your blood that goes to your brain passes through. So it helps you with a cool down in terms of your thermoregulatory mechanism.
Well, alam mo, dami pa natin gusto tanong kay Herc because medyo nauubusan tayo ng oras dito. I think this deserves another portion na for specific sports naman, no? Particularly, I guess for trainers also, exactly what they should be doing in terms of, I guess, how you condition your athletes for specific sports in this kind of weather. And Herc, we will get you back on the show, but in the meantime, maraming salamat for joining us this morning. We hope we look forward to getting you back on the show again. Maraming salamat, Herc.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Mga kaibigan, Herc Calianta, ang isa sa mga guru talaga ng Philippine sports pagdating sa, alam mo, naging trainer sa PBA yan.
Sa Shell.
I wanted to ask him about his memories of the PBA now na 50 years.
Idol ko yan. Weightlifter yan sa UP.
Absolutely. Napaka-respetadong.
And speaking of Kwan pala,
yes, go ahead.
Before we end, I would like to congratulate Claret High School of Quezon City Batch 80 for celebrating their 45th year today. Kabatch dyan yung aking kaibigan na namayapa si Coach Ricky Dandan.
Congratulations
sa Claret Batch 80.
Alright. At bago po tayo magtapos, gusto nating i-announce lahat po na nanalo sa Joyride Top-Up promo ng 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits. Si Michael De Ramos, Justin Munoz, Antoinette Maricen, Melvin Sibayan, at si Vince Durana. Congratulations sa inyo pong lahat. Alright, that'll do it for us this morning. Maraming salamat sa inyo pong pagsubaybay muli at lagi nating sinasabi tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit at sa lahat po ng ating gawain ad maiorem Dei Gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH, teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po.
Happy sporting weekend sa inyo lahat.
More power
and more play.
Kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Power and Play is presented by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, there's more to our cars. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo.
Halina't makinig